This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck. It is a 2002 Ford F250 Super Cab. That's a 4-door extra cab long bed. It's an XLT, which is cloth. It's 4-wheel drive, and it's a 7.3 liter turbo diesel. Has low miles. It only has 124,580 miles. It was a theft recovery purchased directly from an insurance company in Sacramento, California. It's on the salvage title due to theft. Please watch the little 3-minute video. There's a little animated video in our salvage theft ads that basically explains what it's about and how you end up with a truck that looks like this that's on a salvage title. It's the attorneys for the insurance company. They don't want to get sued by the next owner, and therefore they give it a salvage title. They give it a clean title, and they sold to me and I sold to you, and then they killed themselves in it. Somehow it could come back to the insurance company. If you had a really good attorney and whatever. So by giving it a salvage title, they're basically saying to Wheel Kinetics there's no guarantee, and that passes on to you. And it's about lawyers. That's how you end up with a beautiful truck like this on a salvage title. All right, anyway, we get them here, we do an inspection. This is what the inspection looks like right here. Little cheat sheets here. One battery is new. Ignition and driver door handle and column. When they stole it, they busted up the ignition and the driver door handle and the column, so we had to replace all those. Front sway bar links were worn. They need to be replaced. Steering stabilizer strut had a ding in it, and it needed a new windshield. Other than that, it's really nice truck. There was a dent on the passenger bedside and a couple little dings on the passenger door. I'll show you. I don't think it's going to slow this truck down 1 second from selling, because it's a low mile 7.3. I'm going to walk through it. I just took, I would say, about 80 HD pictures. Obviously, you have locking hubs. In our photo gallery, there's a little magnifying glass. If you click on it, you can zoom in on things you see. If I point at it in the video, it means it caught my eye, and you should click on that and look at it just so that you know what you're buying. The goal of these videos isn't to sell the vehicle, it's really to inform. If we do this correctly, and we do, the right person ends up with the right vehicle, and there are no surprises whether you pick it up in person or whether you ship, which most of our buyers do, and they're happy they saved the wear and tear on their bodies and their wallets by shipping. Initially they're nervous, I need to see it in person, and then when they get it, they're like, wow, sure, I'm glad I didn't fly 4,000 miles or 3,000 miles or whatever, spend all that money for this, when I could have just shipped it and had it show up my front door, which you're welcome to do. This would be a great road trip truck. This is where the dent was. It's like a push-in dent right here, and we took a suction cup and pulled it out. There will be 4 pictures of it before we actually picked it up in Sacramento, so you can see what it looked like before. We didn't do any body work or any paint work. Most of that dent just pushed right out. But zoom in on the pictures so you can see all this stuff. We don't, like I said, the goal of this thing, if we do this correctly, the right person will buy this vehicle. They won't care about the dings and the nicks and the stuff like that. They won't care. They will be very happy with what they have. And if we leave something out, someone will be unhappy. And that's not okay. The truck clearly has had a tune done to it. Now, because we don't have the tuner that was initially installed, the tune, we don't know what kind of tune, but it runs really good, like too good for your average 7.3. So it's clearly been tuned. But to tell you that we know what the tune is would be incorrect. You could buy a tuner, take the tune out, and start over again if you wanted to. We pay about $400 for our tuners here at 4-Wheel Parts Store in Tucson, and it's a pretty simple process. But the way this thing runs, it doesn't really need to be messed with unless you want to take it out. I mean, obviously on the shift points you get the black smoke, because it's running like that, but it's running great. But like I said, these videos are here to inform you, and those of you who know diesel know exactly what we're talking about here. 124,592. If you don't know about diesel, before you buy diesel, please ask somebody who knows a lot, no matter what kind of diesel, whether it's a Duramax or a Cummins or a Power Stroke. so that you know what you're buying. The diesel is not gas, and people who buy diesel should know what they're buying. Okay. There's a Ford stamp there. That's the original fender. Now look at the blow by here. See how much there is. That is not bad at all. That is excellent. Some Power Strokes have so much blow by you can't even see it, see through it. That's a new battery on this side. There's your Ford stamp there. Stickers where they belong there. Stickers where they belong there. Stickers there. Aftermarket airbox. Ford stamp there. Make sure you look at all this stuff like this right here and that. No surprises, okay? I don't think it's a big deal, but if I don't point it out, drama happens. So I don't want drama. Well, this is a low mile 7.3. So I'll give you the deposit speech now before I start driving it. Deposit's $500. Okay, once we have an agreed upon deal, please get the $500 deposit in. Sometimes it doesn't matter so much on some vehicles. There is no manual. That'd be my camera, just took pictures. But on this truck, it's going to be a fist fight for this one. Nobody's going to care at all about the title. The title's not really going to save you any money at all. So if you're somebody saying, well, it's on a salvage title, it's going to be cheaper. On some 6.0s, most 6.0s, you can save, 10 or 20% on the salvage title, maybe even more. But on this thing, it ain't gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. So get that out of your thinking, so that you're not getting sticker shock getting hung up on the salvage title. Some vehicles you can save money on. This is not one of them. We sell this exact truck quite often. And it's going to be pretty much the same as a clear title, just because of the miles. Anyway, there's the Kelly Blue Book suggested retail price of $14,325. It could sell for more than that. Honestly, it could. So just telling you so that you know, whatever price we put on it is going to be pretty close to what it's going to sell for. That I can assure you of, because of what it is. They're not making these 7.3s anymore, and they're unbelievable trucks. So just keep that in your mind. It does have a tilt wheel, and it works fine. All right. These seats are like brand new. Normally these Ford seats break down, but I won't make judgments, but I would say that the previous owner was thin, because if you're not, this is the power pedal, up and down. There you go. Cup holder. Obviously, they stole the radio, but they were nice when they stole the radio. They left the antenna and the plug. So if you want to just buy a radio and plug it in, a Ford radio, you can. They're pretty cheap on eBay. We don't put them in anymore because inevitably we'll put them in, and the person who gets it takes it right out and goes to Best Buy and buys a deck with Bluetooth and the whole bit. So it's just kind of a waste of money for us to get involved in that, and it's not very expensive for you, so you can get whatever you want. Overdrive off and on. Let's see, let me tilt this wheel down all the way. There we go. There's your miles, 124,592. And let me put it in neutral. 4 low. Now we're in 4 low. Drive. Okay, that is definitely 4 low. And reverse in 4 low. Perfect. All right, neutral. Go to 4 high. Now we're in 4 high. Drive. Reverse in 4 high. Perfect. All right, neutral. Now we're going to go to 2-wheel drive. Now we're in two-wheel drive, and now we're gonna go for a ride. All right, if you come to Tucson to drive it home, which you're welcome to do, obviously this would be a hell of a truck to drive home anywhere. We have people fly down from Alaska quite often, and then they drive home 6,000 miles. This would be a good truck to do that in. Got a lot of power, pretty quick. It'd be a nice truck to drive home. And the tires are good, really good. Got a nice spare. Anyway, if you're gonna drive it home, obviously you need plates and insurance. You can get neither on a salvage title. We have to take it to the cops before you get here. And they do what's called a level 3 inspection. Then we get what's called a restored salvage title once we've taken the salvage title and the level 3 inspection to motor vehicles here. Once we have restored salvage title, you can get insurance and we can send you off with temporary plates. So that's mandatory. That's $200 for us to do that for you. And that is mandatory. Also mandatory is a $250 dock fee and taxes, of course. Basically, taxes are simple. Add 2%, which is our city's sales tax here in Tucson, to your state tax rate, you'll know what you're paying. If your state tax rate is 3, you'll pay 5. If it's 7, you'll pay 9. If you're from Alaska, it's 0. So they pay 2. Okay? If you pay by wire and ship, all you're obligated to pay is the agreed upon price. You don't have to have us restore it for you. But if you do want us to restore the title before it ships out, add $200 and we'll do that. It's a wise investment. It could be a lot of time in your city. Unless you're sure you can get it done. I know in Texas it's pretty easy. But even then, you know, maybe your time is worth more than the $200. I don't know. What else? I already told you about deposit. Get that deposit in. This is a 7.3 and it's a low mile 7.3. I mean, we sell lots of 7.3s over 200,000 miles and they go quickly. This one is going to be very quickly. Okay? So get it in so you don't get beat out. Warranty. I'm gonna shut up for a second. We're on the frontage road right now. This thing runs like crazy. Wow. Definitely tuned. No doubt about it. Wow, this thing runs great. I mean, there's I-10 right there. Going east. We went a little ways that way, a couple more miles that way, got an I-19. We'd be in Mexico, which is right over that mountain range there, about 40 miles away. Anyway, warranty speech. It's out of warranty by years, by many years, and by many miles, okay? So there is no warranty. If you want a sure thing, then you need to buy a truck with a warranty. Got to buy a brand new one. They don't make 7.3s, but they do make XLTs 6.7s. And they're about, this one would be about $45,000. Then you'd have warranty for several years, I think 5 years on the powertrain. And then you'll be out and you'll probably still owe 20 or 30 grand, okay? That's the reality, okay? If you want a sure thing, buy brand new. Don't buy anything from us, because we honestly cannot tell you that something's not going to break tomorrow. It might, okay? We give you tons of information. Our goal is to make sure that everybody knows what they're buying. But doesn't mean, like I said, the day you get it, it won't need a, you know, air conditioning compressor or a window motor or an injector or a transmission or a motor. Who knows? Okay? You're saving a bunch of money buying through us, although on this truck, probably not, because this is a premium vehicle right here. We already know what's going to happen here. This is going to be a hit count machine. It's really going to be the first guy in is going to buy it. But we still want people to realize that there's risk and that we are not writing checks for broken stuff. So if you don't like that fact, please don't buy this truck. We have plenty of people who know what they're buying, who understand diesel, who, you know, if something breaks, can get it fixed. We don't need to sell it to a person who's nervous or worried or concerned or dramatic or anything like that, okay? I think that's about it. That's my tough love speech. But honestly, I'd get in this thing and take it anywhere. I take it to Maine right now. I get right on I-10 and take off. Go that way and not turn right on I-19. Right through New Mexico and Texas, and I would get there and it would be not a problem whatsoever. Make sure you look at the pictures. There's a couple dings and stuff on the passenger side. There'll be undercarriage pictures also. Pictures of the tires. Nothing is left out. There'll even be a copy of the title in the ad. Click on that and look at it. All right? Anyway, thank you for your time.